Hello, and welcome to Unexplained Possibilities in case you missed it for March 2022. Here, I gather up some weird and offbeat stories that mostly happen throughout the month that you might not have heard about. So let's not waste any time and jump right into it. A Florida man, Kendall Russ, is in a cell with Bubba after he tried to steal a very peculiar item from the Navy SEAL Museum in Fort Pierce, Florida. Kendall Russ worked at the museum as a contractor and had access to the building during after hours. Well, for some reason, Kendall thought it would be a good idea to swipe a vest worn by a SEAL Team 6 member during the raid of Osama bin Laden's compound. An employee of the museum saw Kendall and noticed he was acting weird, and then noticed the vest was missing. The cops were called and they questioned Kendall, who confessed to taking the vest and putting it in his toolbox so he could take a picture with it outside. For some reason, the cops didn't buy the story and arrested and charged Kendall Russ with felony larceny. The vest is part of a collection that is said to be worth over $100,000. Whew! I think it's fair to say that Kendall Russ is no Danny Ocean. Some women might consider receiving free shoes a dream come true. However, for Simone, it's an unending nightmare. Around this time last year, Simone started to receive packages of women's shoes from UPS. She didn't order them and had no intention of keeping them because they're not her style. She sent the box of shoes back to UPS, but like a boomerang, they came right back to her, and soon more shoes would show up. It turns out the shoes come from a Chinese vendor selling through Amazon. The return address for this vendor is Simone Elm Street in Chicago. Problem is, this address isn't a return center, and what UPS does is automatically switches the address to Simone's, who's in Oak Park. Amazon has said it is working to fix the unusual situation. In the meantime, Simone is continuing to receive shoes, and she claims as of now she's received somewhere between 15 to 20 pairs. Luckily, she's able to laugh it off, but wouldn't mind a pair of shoes size 11 and more her style. Will Osman, who is a YouTuber, got the shock of his life after visiting the hospital and receiving the bill not too long after. The bill was for $69,000. The hospital charged $69,000 for usage of an X-ray, some antibiotics, and a 2-night hospital stay. How freaking outrageous is that? Luckily, Will has insurance, and that covered most of the costs. Will still had to fork out $2,500, but small apples compared to $69,000. This prompted Will to do something a little odd and different. He built his own functioning X-ray machine. You see, not only is Will a YouTuber, but he's also an engineer. Will says it took him a few months to gather all the parts needed to build the machine and a single day to put them together. The machine worked as intended and was fully functional. Will only used the machine for about 20 seconds and then dismantled it, as this was only for demonstration purposes. While this all occurred last year, the story is now picking up some steam and making its rounds this month, so I decided to add it. If you'd like to see Will in action, check out his YouTube channel, William Osman. Hey, guess what? If you haven't caught COVID yet, then it's because you're a friendless loser, you loser. Okay, so those aren't the exact words that were used, but South Korean doctor Ma Sang-hyuk, who is vice president of the Korean Vaccine Society, wrote on Facebook and did say the following: "The adults who have not yet been infected with COVID-19 are those who have interpersonal problems." After receiving criticism, Ma Sang-hyuk took down the post and later emphasized it was meant to be metaphorical. It emphasized how difficult it is for anyone to avoid the virus in a situation where there is a high rate of confirmed cases in the area, he said. I'm not buying it, and I think he is indeed calling people who haven't caught COVID friendless. Which, if that is the case, then I'm probably the leader of the Friendless Loser COVID-free club. Have you heard of Hidden Valley Ranch? Yes, the salad dressing. Well, apparently it's not just for salad. What you're seeing is a diamond made from Hidden Valley Ranch. This is a 2-carat brilliant cut diamond ring, and it was made in a lab by heating Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning to 2,500 degrees and then crushing the output beneath 400 tons of pressure, taking 5 months total to create. The diamond then went up for auction on eBay, with the starting bid being $310. You'll never guess how much this sucker sold for. The diamond was sold to the bidder, who threw over $12,000 at it. I think that's absolutely insane to pay that much for salad dressing jewelry. But the money will be donated to Feeding America, so it's a good use of a waste of money for a good cause. Finally, a Florida man, Darren Durant, was arrested and charged with theft of a crossbow. Durant was caught on camera walking into the store, stealing a pair of cutting tools off the shelf, and then cutting the zip ties off a Ravine Rio crossbow. Durant walked around the store and then around the corner from where the crossbows were at, and then walked out the store undetected with crossbow in hand. Kinda. You would think someone would notice a guy walking out with a crossbow in his hands, right? Well, Durant was smart about this and did a very bold move. He stuffed the crossbow in the front of his pants. 200 IQ play there. The crossbow most likely wasn't loaded, and I suppose it was small enough for no one to ask if he had a crossbow in his pants, or was he just happy to see them. Not too long after the theft, Durant was caught and arrested for trying to steal from another place. No word on if he stuffed that item in his pants or not. However, he's now sharing a cell with Bubba, who is likely wanting to show Durant his stuffing technique. And that concludes In Case You Missed It for March 2020. Thank you all for watching, and if you have your own offbeat stories, feel free to share it with us in the comment section down below, or share it with us on social media. You can find those links in the description below. Thank you all again for watching, and we will be seeing you in April.